This is absolutely ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. The Pakistani truck owner wants to haul more cargo. So he brought his scrapped truck all the way to Peshawar. He plans to have the masters here modify it into a 100-ton king. If you want to carry more, the chassis frame is crucial. Therefore, the masters now need to completely disassemble the main beams. For inspection. After disassembly, every channel steel beam looks heavily rusted. It can still be used, but it won't last long. As the saying goes, spare the child and you'll never catch the wolf. So the owner decided to replace all of them with brand new channel steel. And these new channel beams are made by the masters themselves using thick steel plates, pressed little by little on a hydraulic press. Before that, the masters had already marked the steel plates with clear lines. Now they just need to press along the markings. After one round of pressing, the shape of the channel steel has already appeared, but it's not finished yet, because the bending angle is not precise enough. So now, the masters need to use a 90-degree angle mold to recheck and adjust them. Only then can all the angles become perfectly uniform. This is an extremely time-consuming and labor-intensive process. The masters work from daytime straight into the night, before they pressed out the required quantity, but at this moment, they have no intention of going home. Instead, they nest one layer of channel steel into another, so it can carry 100 tons without deforming. With the powerful pressure of the hydraulic press, the masters quickly join 3 channel steels together to prevent misalignment during later work. After pressing the 3 beams together, the masters first tack weld them with electric welding to hold them in place. The next morning, the masters begin using grinders to smooth out the weld spots. But even after grinding them smooth, the masters still feel that 3 layers are not strong enough, so they add one more layer at the rear. With that, a single side of the main beam now has 4 layers of channel steel. Isn't this a bit too exaggerated? The next steps are even more outrageous. When installing the cross beams, they basically didn't use any advanced tools. They only did simple measurements with a tape measure. The most high-end tool they used was just a plastic water bottle. Yet even so, the masters could still ensure that the main beams had 0 misalignment. If there's any problem, it's someone else's problem. After test fitting, they first do some tack welding to secure it temporarily. Once all the cross beams are installed, the chassis frame finally starts to take shape, but it's still not finished. The masters still need to use an electric drill to drill holes for installing rivets later. Although it's not as fast as a magnetic drill, the way the masters use leverage to drill holes is still quite time-saving and labor-saving. It didn't take long before all the rivet holes were drilled. Next, they install the mushroom rivets and fix them using hot riveting. Through the markings on the beams, we can clearly see that the rivet holes they drilled were not made randomly. They were precisely marked by geometry experts and drilled point to point. For other holes used to install bolts and accessories, they install the parts first, then drill along the holes. There are quite a lot of these holes: cab brackets, engine brackets, and many more. Just drilling holes and installing all these small parts takes a full day. Once everything is successfully installed, they can reinstall the leaf springs. Although this is only the front axle leaf springs, the number of steel plates is astonishing. There's basically no comfort at all. You'll be shaking the whole time while driving. To keep costs low for the owner, the masters still choose to use the original engine. What honest craftsman! However, doesn't this feel like a small horse pulling a big cart? Once the engine is securely fixed, and the cab brackets are installed, they can lift the cab and move it into position for mounting. Every step goes extremely smoothly. Every bolt hole matches perfectly. A perfect fit. Because of this, in less than an hour, the cab is securely fixed in place. On the other side, the masters have already started measuring the position of the rear lifting lugs. Then they attach the lugs to the marked positions, and first tack weld them with electric welding. After confirming the position is correct, they drill holes with an electric drill, and then secure them with bolts. These holes are relatively easy to handle. The most critical one is the middle lifting lug, because a balance beam will be installed here later. The position the master is cutting now is prepared for installing the large balance beam later. This is no easy task. It must be cut to the perfect size. Otherwise there will be strange noises while driving later. After inspection and confirmation that there are no issues, they can fix the lifting lugs in place. Then they install the balance beam. Once everything is properly installed, they can reassemble the rear leaf springs. Since the rear axle hasn't been installed yet, installing the leaf springs now is still relatively easy. After fixing the leaf springs, they reinstall the 2 rear axles. For easier operation, the rear axles are installed without tires. The masters can work directly on the ground. If there's any slight deviation, they can adjust the position using a chain hoist. Once the position is adjusted, they secure it with U-bolts. At this moment, the masters on the other side have almost finished installing the front section. The only thing left is installing the cab glass. The way they install the windshield here is also very simple. They first slip the rubber seal onto the glass. After that, they thread a rope through the gap in the rubber seal. Once everything is ready, they work together to install it into the windshield position. After confirming there is no misalignment, the master inside pulls out the rope that was placed in the rubber seal. This makes the rubber seal grip tightly inside the cab, firmly securing the glass. Next, they install the exhaust pipe they made by hand. Now the overall structure of the truck has finally taken shape. Although the tires are not all installed yet, just looking at this entire chassis frame, you can tell it's no ordinary build. A frame like this can easily handle pulling 100 tons later. However, to be absolutely safe, the masters still need to do a road test now and fine-tune it step by step. Only after confirming there are no problems will they deliver the truck to the owner, so he can hit the road with peace of mind.